She gave him a piece of her body, and he gave someone else his soul. She saved his life, but he destroyed hers. This is not a love story. This is a survival story. The question is, can love breathe again after it has died inside betrayal? Natalie Grayson met Marcus Carter during their senior year at Lincoln Park High. He was athletic, ambitious, and reckless in a charming way. Natalie was composed, brilliant, soft-spoken, but fierce when needed. She didn't fall for him because he was perfect. She fell because he tried to be better every day. Marcus grew up without a father. Love for him was loud, desperate, and hungry. Natalie grew up with a quiet home. No fights, no chaos. Love for her was gentle, loyal, and calm. They balanced each other like two mismatched puzzle pieces that surprisingly fit. After college, Marcus became a structural engineer, designing bridges across Illinois. Natalie became an ICU trauma nurse at St. Mercy Hospital. Their wedding was classic Chicago romance, lakefront photography by Lake Michigan, jazz music, friends crying louder than family, and vows that sounded painfully real. I will love you even when life tests us in ways we have not imagined yet. At 26, they bought a 3-story townhouse in Westtown. At 27, they adopted a golden retriever named Bowie. At 28, they talked about kids. Then, at 29, life tested them. Marcus collapsed during a morning run along the Chicago Riverwalk. One minute he was fine. The next, he was on the pavement with blood in his cough and pain in his abdomen. Natalie got the call while working a night shift. By morning, the diagnosis echoed through sterile hospital corridors. End-stage renal failure, genetic, sudden, invisible, silent, fatal without a transplant. Marcus needed a kidney, and he needed it fast. The donor list was years long. Marcus didn't have years. Natalie didn't hesitate. Doctors warned her, "It's a major surgery. One kidney is enough, but complications are possible. You could face lifelong health consequences." Marcus grabbed her hand from the hospital bed. "Nat, no. I won't let you risk your life for mine." She smiled softly, the kind of smile that knows it has already chosen love over fear. "Marcus, a world without you is the real risk." She tested positive as a perfect match. The night before, they shared a hospital room in silence. Marcus was terrified. Natalie was calm. When the nurse asked Natalie if she wanted a moment before going under, she whispered, "Tell him to live. Not just survive, live." The surgery lasted 6 hours. Chicago rainfall tapped against the hospital windows like soft applause. When Marcus woke up, he was alive. When Natalie woke up, she was in pain but smiling. He cried for the first time in years. She wiped his tears with a trembling hand and whispered, "Stop crying. You're ugly when you cry." He laughed weakly. They thought the worst was over. They were wrong. Recovery changed everything. Marcus returned home first. His body healed quickly. Natalie's recovery was slower, painful, exhausting. Marcus hated seeing her fragile. Natalie hated feeling fragile. Months passed. The emotional balance shifted. Marcus went back to work. Dinners with colleagues, gym, business trips. Natalie struggled to climb stairs. People praised his recovery. No one saw her sacrifice. Their bedroom became quiet. Conversations brief. Affection delayed. Enter Evelyn Shaw, project architect. Brilliant, bold, present. She was everything Natalie used to be. Energetic, sharp, effortless, whole. Marcus didn't seek comfort. But comfort found him. Late-night meetings became later. Business trips seemed longer. Laughter returned to his voice. But not for Natalie. It happened not in anger, but in stillness. Natalie stood in their kitchen, heating soup at 2 a.m., when Marcus's tablet lit up with a notification. "Evelyn, I know it's wrong, but being with you feels right." Natalie didn't scream. She didn't drop the bowl. She just read the words like her heart already expected them. 2 minutes later, another message. "If life gave us a second chance, would you choose me?" Natalie turned off the screen and whispered into the empty kitchen. "Life already gave you one. It just wasn't her kidney it came from." Marcus found her sitting by the window at 3 a.m., not crying, not shaking, just distant. "We need to talk," she said. He knew. Men always know, no shouting, no breaking plates. Just two wounded people talking like strangers who once memorized each other's hearts. "Do you love her?" she asked. Marcus stared at the floor, unable to lie, unable to breathe. "I care about her," he said. Natalie nodded. "One slow blink. Then you owe me one truth. When you wake up now, whose life are you grateful for? Mine or hers?" He couldn't answer. That silence was louder than any confession. Days passed in silent coexistence. One morning while dressing, Marcus accidentally saw Natalie's surgical scar for the first time since recovery. A long, uneven mark that split her beauty like a fragile seam. She caught his eyes staring. He reached out to touch it. She stepped back gently, not angry, not vengeful, just done. That part of me already did its job, Marcus. It saved you. It doesn't need to save this marriage too. She didn't pack dramatically. Just one suitcase, Bowie's leash, and a stack of medical records. She walked out of the townhouse while Chicago snow fell quietly around her. No soundtrack, no goodbye speech. Marcus watched from the upstairs window like a man watching his own consequences walk away. Natalie moved to a small studio dorm near Lakeview, Chicago. She cut her hours at the ICU, joined a transplant support group, started morning therapy, evening yoga, and began journaling. He needed my kidney. I needed his loyalty. We were both dying of different failures. Patients at the hospital began asking why she seemed different. Softer, sadder, wiser. She smiled. I donated more than an organ this year. I donated a heartbreak. Months later, a knock at her apartment door. Marcus, not confident, not charming, not sure of anything anymore. His eyes looked like regret after a storm. I lost you, he whispered. She smiled softly, not unkindly. No, Marcus. You spent me. He dropped to the truth. I thought love comes twice. I was wrong. It just knocks once. And I didn't open the door when it was mine. She touched the side of her torso where the scar lived beneath fabric. This healed. You didn't. No punishment. No revenge. Just acceptance. She closed the door gently. Marcus never contacted her again. Not out of anger, but out of respect he learned too late. Natalie continued working at St. Mercy Hospital, now mentoring transplant patients, not just physically, but emotionally. One rainy evening, a patient asked, "After everything, do you still believe in love?" Natalie paused, and for the first time in a long time answered without pain, "Yes, but love should never need you to disappear in order to be appreciated." She gave him life, but she gave herself a future. Sometimes the bravest thing you can save is not someone else, it's you.